Student friends, let me proceed with propagation of the radio waves. In yesterday's offline lecture, we have introduced the meaning of radio propagation. After converting the radio frequency signal from transmitter into the electromagnetic radiation by means of an antenna, the energy that travels between transmitting antenna and receiving antenna carrying the signal information is called as propagation of the radio wave. This electromagnetic radiation consists of half electric field and half magnetic field. So that's why it is called as electromagnetic radiation. Electric field, magnetic field are both are at right angle to each other, and it can be observed by using the right hand rule, which is represented here. So this is the electric field, whereas this one is the magnetic field. This is the wavefront. This is electric field into magnetic field. So this is the direction of motion of electric and magnetic field. This is the electric field, this is the magnetic field. This is the plane which is perpendicular to electric and magnetic field. It is called as the wavefront. The plane in which the electric field resides is known as plane of polarization. If the electric field is vertical polarization, then it is, if the electric field is in a vertical plane, that is vertical polarized wave, and if it is in the horizontal plane, then it is called as horizontally polarized. The wavefront is perpendicular to both electric field as well as magnetic field, as we observed by right hand rule. But when the energy is escaped in a free space, it is going to travel, propagate from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna through the several paths of propagation, which we have studied yesterday in offline lecture. If we consider this is the Earth's surface, suppose here is the transmitting antenna, which is represented by T, and here is the receiving antenna represented by R. The energy which is radiated from transmitting antenna, and if it reaches to the ionosphere, from ionosphere it is reflected back, then that particular wave is known as sky waves, which are used for long distance communication. The energy which is radiated by transmitting antenna, and if it reaches to the troposphere, and if it is refracted from the troposphere and reaches to the receiving antenna, that is called as tropospheric waves. The wave which is radiated from transmitting antenna and directly received by the receiving antenna, it is called as a direct wave, which is represented here. The wave which is incident on the ground surface and after reflection from the ground, it reaches to the receiving antenna, it is called as a ground reflected wave. The combination of direct wave component and reflected wave component, these are called as the space wave. So these are the various paths, various types of the waves which are used in propagation of carrying the signal information between transmitting and receiving antenna. That is, propagation is done by means of a sky wave, tropospheric waves, space wave, that includes ground waves, and also the ground reflected wave along with the sky waves. So these are the different types of the waves which can be used for the purpose of propagation, which we have studied in the offline lectures. Friends, today we are going to consider how ground waves are used to carry the signal. Friends, if suppose power transmitted by the transmitting antenna is very less, if the frequency transmitted by the transmitting antenna is very less, then the energy that travels along the surface of the earth by touching to the earth's surface, if height of transmitting and receiving antenna is less, and if the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna is very close to each other, then the energy carried by means of the ground waves by that travels by touching to the Earth's surface, because height of transmitting and receiving antenna is very close to the Earth's surface. Means ground waves are responsible to carry the signal only when if the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna is less, and also the transmitting and receiving antenna are very close to the Earth's surface, means the height of transmitting and receiving antenna is very less. Then and then only the ground waves are used for carrying the signal information. Friends, these ground waves are vertically polarized since all the horizontal components are short circuited to the ground. When all the horizontal components are grounded, then the polarization is vertical. And Earth is going to act as a good conductor. These communicate only at broadcast and low frequency because frequency of transmitter is less. Hence, the ground waves are used to communicate the signal only within the broadcast region and at low frequencies. All broadcast signal received during the daytime are due to ground waves. At night time, ground waves are not responsible to carry the signal. They are used only for daytime to carry the signal. When these ground waves propagates, the electric field induces the charges in the earth because ground waves are traveling, propagating by touching to the earth's surface. When they travels by touching to the earth's surface, they induces the charges in the earth. These charges will travel with the wave to contribute the current. When the wave travels, along with the wave, induced charges also travels, and this motion of the charges will constitute the current. Here, Earth behaves like a leaky capacitor in carrying this current, and it is going to act as the parallel combination of R and C. The field strength measured at the receiving end by the receiving antenna due to the ground waves is E is equal to A into E0 upon R, where E is the field strength measured at the receiver, A is the constant that accounts the ground losses because of conductivity, dielectric constant, and also the frequency transmitted by the transmitter. Due to these, whatever the losses that is taking place, that will be accounted by means of a constant represented by A. E0 is the field strength measured at a unit distance between transmitting and receiving antenna. R is the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna where the total field strength is measured. Friends, the field strength measured E0 at a unit distance between transmitting and receiving antenna is given as 300 D into root P, where capital D is the directivity and P is the power radiated by the antenna. By this particular way, the wave that radiates, that travels from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna, it is because of the ground waves. Dear students, let us see another type of the wave, another path of propagation, that is propagation by means of the space waves. Dear students, if suppose height of transmitting and receiving antenna is sufficiently elevated from the Earth's surface, meaning thereby if the height of transmitting and receiving antenna is increased above the Earth's surface, under that particular condition, if transmitting antenna power is more, if frequency transmitted by the transmitter is more, if that frequency is more, then in VHF and VHF range, ionospheric region unable to refract that particular frequency toward the earth, and ground wave doesn't reaches to that particular height of energy in carrying the signal. Under that particular condition, ground waves are unable to carry the signal between transmitting and receiving antenna, provided the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna is increased and also the height of transmitting and receiving antenna is increased above the Earth's surface. Under such a condition, the communication of the signal can be carried away by means of a space wave by elevating the height of transmitting and receiving antenna. These space waves have a small wavelength and they have the high frequency. Thus, the energy carried by means of a space wave has two components. One is a direct wave component and second one is a reflected wave component. Direct wave component means the energy carried by the wave directly from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. It is called as the direct wave component. And if the energy carried by means of a wave after reflection from the Earth's surface from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna, it is called as the reflected wave component. Dear students, that is represented in this particular figure. So here is the Earth's surface. This is the height of transmitting antenna. This is the height of receiving antenna, HR and HT. The wave that travels from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna, it is a direct wave represented by R1. The wave that travels from transmitting antenna to the receiving antenna after being reflection from the Earth's surface, it is represented by R2. Hence, the distance traveled by wave from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna is given as square root of d square plus ht minus hr bracket square. And the distance traveled by the reflected wave component is given as square root of d square minus ht minus hr bracket square. Analogous to that, the field strength measured at the receiving antenna is given as capital E is equal to 240 pi I RMS HTHR upon lambda d square. I RMS is the RMS current carried by means of the space wave, either by means of a direct wave component or by means of a reflected wave component. HT is the height of transmitting antenna, HR is the height of receiving antenna, lambda is the wavelength of the wave, D is the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna. The field strength is also given by 28 pi STHR square root of P upon lambda square. Here ST is height of transmitting antenna, HR is height of receiving antenna, P is the power radiated by the antenna, lambda is the wavelength of the wave, D is again the distance between transmitting and receiving antenna. Student friends, let me define the space wave propagation range. The range over which the space wave carry energy directly between transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna without being reflection from the Earth's surface or without being refraction from the ionosphere, that is known as space wave propagation range. This space wave propagation range is restricted by means of an Earth's curvature. Friends, this space wave propagation range can be determined by drawing a tangent from transmitting antenna at the Earth's surface, which is represented here in the diagram. So this is the Earth's surface. We are considering its curvature. So this is the HT, that is the height of transmitting antenna. Here is a transmitting antenna located. HR is the height of receiving antenna, and this is the tangent which we have drawn from transmitting antenna to the Earth's surface. And this is a direct wave component that travels from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. We have expanded the antenna on the ground in all directions, where R is the radius of the Earth. Here we got the two right angle triangle. One is this triangle, second one is this triangle. Both are right angle. We have to calculate the space of propagation range. This is the direct wave component that travels without being reflection from the Earth's surface. We are calculating x1 plus x2. So that is the space wave propagation range. By Pythagoras theorem, we can calculate x1 equal to square root of ht plus r bracket square minus r square. And x2 is equal to, by Pythagoras theorem, square root of hr plus r bracket square minus r square. By solving both the equation and adding x1 and x2, we can calculate the space wave propagation in range D, that is x1 plus x2 is square root of 2r into root of st plus hr. Friends, we are well aware that radius of earth is 637 kilometer. By putting the value of 6370 kilometer in the equation of D, here we get capital D, distance between transmitting and receiving antenna, that is the space wave propagation range. It is 3566 into root of ht plus root of hr. Here we does not consider the refractive index. If we consider that, then we can get is new radius of earth, and that is r dash is equal to 4/3 r. Hence the space of propagation range becomes 3566 root of 4 by 3 into r root of st plus hr. Again, by putting r is equal to 6370, we can get 4100 root of st plus root of hr. So this is the space wave propagation range, where space wave carries the energy direct by means of a direct wave component without being reflected from the earth. Friends, now we are going to study what is the effect of multiple paths of propagation. To study the multiple paths of propagation, when transmitting and receiving antenna are elevated by placing them to the hilltop, the receiver can receive the radiation from the direct wave along with the reflected wave of more than one path. The resulting field strength due to direct wave and reflected wave may be more or less depending on its phase. Hence, receiver should be located at the proper place. A change in transmitter frequency alters the paths and also signal strength received. For television communication, if delay time between two paths is equal, it may produce the ghost image. For telephone, it may produce echoes. Friends, that is what effect of multiple path. Suppose we are locating, this is our surface. So this is a hilltop, one hilltop, this is another hilltop. If transmitting antenna is located here on the hilltop and receiving antenna is located on the another hilltop, then if the communication is taking place by means of a space wave, we know that space wave communicates the signal by two components, one by means of a direct wave, which is represented here from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. Another, it will be signal strength will be received by means of a reflected wave. If both the antennas are located on the hilltop, doesn't matter, it receives the direct wave component. Along with that, it will receive the multiple reflected waves, which is represented here. This is the one reflection, this is the second reflection, this is the third reflection. Such a many paths are available at the receiving end. If there exists a phase delay, if there exists a path delay, then at the receiving end, some different things are going to happen. It may produce phase delay, it may produce path delay. More paths radiations are received by the receiving antenna along with the direct wave component. Because of that, friends, sometimes when you are watching the television set, you are going to observe image behind the image or picture behind the picture. This is because of this particular multiple path propagation. And that image behind the image or picture behind the picture is called as ghost image. When we are speaking about, you may are going to observe a snow-like appearance on the television screen. It is also because of the multiple path. You are also going to observe sometimes when a person on the television screen starts speaking, only sound is coming, but lip movement is occurring after the sound. Or at the beginning, lip movement occurs, and after the sound comes. All these are the effects because of the multiple paths of propagations. When you consider the audio signal for telephone communication, if the multiple paths of propagation exist, it may produce the echoes. So that is what the effect of multiple paths of propagation in a space wave. It will undergo again one more effect due to effect of Earth's curvature, and that is known as the shadow zone. Suppose this is the Earth's curvature which we are taken into account. This is the height of transmitting antenna. If the direct wave travels from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna, because of Earth's surface here, if suppose antenna is not sufficiently elevated, it doesn't receive the signal. And that's why this zone, we can call it as, it is the shadow zone, because in this particular shadow zone, no doubt space waves are there by carrying the information, but antenna is not sufficiently elevated, so that's why it doesn't receive the signal. So therefore this particular zone is known as the shadow zone. Shadow zone in Marathi we can call it as a पर्जन्य छायेचा प्रदेश. याचा अर्थ काय? ढग दिसत असतात आकाशामध्ये, पण पाऊस पडत नाहीये, त्याला शॅडो झोन असं म्हणतात. तीच गोष्ट ह्या स्पेस वेव्ह प्रोपगेशन साठी सुद्धा व्हॅलिड आहे, कारण त्या ठिकाणी स्पेस वेव्ह अवेलेबल आहेत, पण अँटेनाची हाईट सफिशियंट वाढवलेली नसल्यामुळे तो सिग्नल तो अँटेना रिसीव्ह करू शकत नाहीये. त्या पर्टिक्युलर सगळ्या रिजनला काय म्हणतात? शॅडो झोन असं म्हणतात. त्याला पर्याय म्हणजे अँटेनाची हाईट त्या ठिकाणी वाढवून घेणे, की जेणेकरून सिग्नल तो त्या ठिकाणी रिसीव्ह करू शकेल. Sometimes a cross polarization is also going to result as far as space waves are being considered, and hence the waves are scattered. Scattering effect is also going to be observed by means of the space wave. Friends, this is how the effect of space waves which can carry the signal provided where the ionosphere doesn't refract the signal and the ground wave doesn't reach to that particular height, then space wave, either by using the direct wave component or by using the reflected wave component, carry the signal information from transmitting antenna towards the receiving antenna. Student friends, today we have studied the two paths of propagation. One, propagation by means of a ground wave. Second one, propagation by means of the space wave. Next time, we'll go for the next path of propagation.